In this video, we are going to count elements with maximum frequency. Hello, I am Jagan from Grow with Data. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in Python language with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Let's see the sample input data and we can talk about the question in detail. So we are given an array of now integers. We have 1, 2, 2, 3, 1 and 4. So we have to return the total frequency of elements in the array such that those elements all have the maximum frequency. So in this array we have elements 1 and 2 twice, right? So 1 occurs twice and 2 occurs twice. So the maximum frequency of an element is 2. So we have to count the elements which has maximum frequency. So we have 1, 2, 2 and 1. 4 elements falls into that bracket. So the output has to be 4. So if the input is going to be like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here every element occurs once. So the maximum occurrence of an element is 1. So all the 5 elements satisfies that criteria. So the output has to be 5. So the previous one, it has to be 4. So 4 elements satisfy the criteria. Here all the 5 satisfy the criteria, right? So this is what is expected. So if you have watched our previous video, this is like a cakewalk for you. So in this video, we are going to see how many ways we can represent the code, right? So as we always do, first we try some brute force method. Okay, undo cell operation. Okay, so let's take this as an input array and start our code. Start the function grow with data. The input is nums. So we are going to do the normal flow. So we are going to declare two variables. First is maximum frequency, where it's going to track what is the maximum frequency, and then we are going to count the elements occurrence. So both is initialized to 0. Now we are going for the loop for num in nums. So we just say current frequency equal to nums dot count of num. So what will this do? So if the array is nums, we can just say nums dot count of 1. So if we say that, it will give you how many times that element occurs in the array. So it occurs twice. So if we say 3, it occurs once. So we just get how many times that element occurs in the input array. Okay, and then we are going to check if that element's current frequency is greater than the maximum frequency till now we counted, right? If that is the case, then we can say maximum frequency equal to the current frequency, right? And then we are going to do the maximum count, frequency count, reset to 1. So we are resetting that one. If not, if the current frequency is equal to the maximum frequency, right? So whatever the maximum frequency we counted till now, if the current frequency matches with it, then we are going to increment the maximum frequency count plus equal to 1, right? So now the loop is done. Return maximum frequency count. So this is the normal looping function. Let's see if there is any syntax error. No. So here, if you see, first we get the array to the variable nums and we are passing that to the function grow with data. So we are assigning maximum frequency and the frequency count. So here we are looping in the array, right? So first it will get 1, right? So even before that we can just say set of nums. We don't have to do all the elements in the array, right? So even that will give okay. So if you do set of nums, then it will miss the second occurrence, right? Okay, so we just do with the list. Okay, so we go with the list, and for every element first it will start with 1, right? So it will just go with 1. The occurrence is 2 times, right? So it will check if the current frequency, which is 2 times, greater than, it will have 0. 2 is greater than 0, yes. Then we are going to assign the maximum frequency is, till now it's 2, and then we are going to initialize the count. Here the count is 1, and then it goes back. The second element is, you can just do it here. Let's put the variable here. So the first time we get 1, and the next time it's going to be 2. So number of count for 2 is 2. Now the maximum frequency is the current frequency, which is 2. Is 2 greater than 2? Is current frequency greater than 2? No, it's the same, right? 2 equal to 2. So it goes to the else statement. The else statement, it just check if the current frequency equal to the maximum frequency. So 2 equal to 2. Yes. So it will increment the maximum frequency count, which is 1 plus 1, 2. So the second element also falls under the maximum frequency part. And then it goes to the third element, which is again 2. It follows the same thing. So it comes here. So it increments that. So 3, and then goes here. Next is 3. So when you say 3, the count is going to be 1, and then the condition don't satisfy, right? The current frequency is greater than the maximum frequency, no, right? So you go to the else statement. Current frequency equal to maximum frequency, no. So 1 is not equal to 2. So it goes back without doing anything, and then goes with 1. So 1 falls under the second if condition. So 2 is not greater than to 2. So it just say no. It comes here. So 2 equal to 2. So it increments to 4. The maximum frequency count is 4. And then it comes here 4. 4 is again comes with 1. So it is going to skip both if and else statement. So finally we are going to have the maximum frequency count equal to 4. So this is a very simple looping function. If you are not familiar with a short form version of it, then you can just go with the normal function and understand how this works, right? The looping part works. So basically we declare two variables and we manipulate this based on the current frequency equal to the count. You check the count and then you just loop it, right? Fine. This is very basic approach which I am not encouraging to do it. So these kind of questions we basically rely on the dictionary part, right? So let's go with the second approach, the same parameter. So instead of the two variables, I can delete this. What we are going to do is we are going to declare a dictionary. So now what we are going to do is for num in nums, we are going to create a dictionary based on the elements. So the key is going to be the element and the value is going to be the number of occurrences. You can just say our default dictionary process, right? D equal to D of I plus 1 if, so D of num, right? So we normally use I as a simple version of it. So num if num in D else 1. So if it's a new element, then the dictionary got created with 1. If it's an old one which already exists in the dictionary, then it increments the value part of it, right? So once the loop is done, let's print the dictionary. Okay, now let's call and see how the dictionary got created. So if you see the dictionary, the key is the element 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the value is the number of occurrences. So 1 occurs twice, 2 occurs twice, right? So now we can easily say which element occurs the maximum. How will you do it? We simply say max of, before that we say d dot values, right? If you just print d dot values, all the values will be shown as a dictionary, right? Only the values. If you say d dot keys, it will bring you all the 1, 2, 3 keys, right? So we need the values occurrences, right? So we got the values. If we just say max of the list, then it gets the maximum occurrence, which is 2, which is a 1 and 2, right? So we are going to use this function and we say maximum value equal to, we get the dictionary's value and get the maximum out of it. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to use this looping format. Okay, so we just say result equal to 0. Okay, now we say for key val in dictionary dot items. So we just get the key value pair and we just say if the value equal to the max value, which we got the max of the list values, right? Max value, then we just say result equal to result plus 1. Now we return the result. We don't have to print it. So now it's showing 2, it's supposed to be 4. So what are we missing here? If d in 1 max here, oh, so we are not going to do result plus 1, result plus val is the count, it's right. So we say key value pair, if d dot items, if val equal to max of value, then we say result equal to result plus 1. What are we missing here? Let's print and check. Okay, so if you see the dictionary, we have the values, the number of occurrences, right? So 1 occurs twice, 2 occurs twice. So instead of saying result equal to result plus 1, we just say result equal to val. So we just say 1 occurs twice, we are going to add that, 2 occurs twice, we are going to add that. So instead of saying increment, we just say how many times it occurs. That's how we count, right? So 1 occurs twice, so we have to do 2. 2 occurs twice, so you have to do 2. So when you do the increment, instead of incrementing one time, we just say how many times the element occurs, right? So result equal to result plus 1. So if you have any issues with the flow, we just say do a print statement and you can see how the program works, right? So we got the required results. Now to check multiple test cases, how we do it? Just assert on the function and we do our input variable and check if it's equal to the output. So let's check. So it passed both the test cases. So it's good. So this is a very simple program, right? So what else we can do if you get some programs like this, right? So everybody can do like this. If you have watched my previous 10 videos, you can simply come with this flow. Just get a dictionary, flow of it, values, and then again key value pair loop, right? Only three main concepts and you can get it. So anyone can do the code. So what else we can do to impress the interviewer? So we do some small changes to the code to show that yes, we are familiar with Python. So what kind of things we can do? I use the same function. First thing I can change here is the dictionary part. Even in a previous video, we talked about this one. So instead of doing a if statement and check on the dictionary, we simply say d dot get. So if the number exists, you get the number. If not, do a 0. And then you can just increment 1. So instead of the if statement here, right, we just say if the value exists, then increment, if not 1. Instead of that, we just say get the num value. If the num value exists, it gets the value. If not, it just assigns 0 to it and then it increments 1. So instead of that long if statement, you can simply finish with d dot get function. Right, that's one. The second one is this for loop part, right? So what can we do with this for loop? Let's see what we can do. We are going to assign the result here, right? Let's keep this code so we can compare what we are doing. Okay, so we just say result equal to, we are doing the for loop, right? So key we are not using it, so we check only the value. So we just say, first we start with the loop for val in d dot values, right? We don't want the items because we don't want the key and value, we need only the values. So we say dictionary dot values, we get the value, and if we check if the value equal to the max value, then what you do, you get the val. Okay, so that's what we are doing, right? So we just loop in from the dictionary and we check if the value equal to max val, we just add the val to the result. So to add this plus sign, we simply say sum of, right? So instead of this for and if condition, we simply replace that with a single line of code. This do the same thing, it has same looping function, only thing is this coding is simple. This is the for loop, which is the first line, and then the second one is the if condition, which is the second line, and then the assignment value, which is the val here, and the plus value is the aggregation part. So this also works the same way. So if we clean up, we don't need the result function also, result variable also, right? So because we just assign the results here. So instead of multiple lines of code, we just clean up this line to simple function and we remove this 4 lines of code into 1 line. So the maximum code is only 4-5 lines of it. So this looks much simpler than our previous 2 versions, right? So the initial version is a basic looping function with 2 variables. The second one is simpler version with a dictionary, and we do our normal assignment variable and the for loop. The third version is the same like the second version, only thing is the coding standard has been improved much better than the previous one. So we do the d dot get, and then the for and if loop came in a single line of code. Now you see the difference of the coding standards, right? So from the second version to the third version, you can see the coding standards improvement. Hope you like this video and thanks for watching.